Line up for lunch.
Ooh, time for lunch.
Peyton, look how many nickels I have.
Look how many pennies I have.
We have a chance of winning.
Yeah, I know.
Down to the corner.
If your grade level wins Pennyworth, they get to do this to your teachers.
Pennyworth will no longer be just your grade level teachers that will be pied.
Stay tuned for the list of the teachers that will participate.
Mr. Williams does not think that we can raise $1,000. If we raise $1,000, he will get pied too. Good morning, Siler Panthers. Today's announcements are brought to you by Avery and Heidi. Let's take a sneak peek of our weather today with Katie standing live outside.
This is Katie standing live outside Siler. Today's temperature high is 43 and the low is 23 and will be partly cloudy. Expect chilly weather for recess today. I will send it back to the studio for now. Stay tuned for the 5-day forecast.
Thank you, Katie. Now let's check in with Stella and Caitlin on a special report on Martin Luther King Day.
Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was a Baptist minister and social activist who led the civil rights movement in the United States. Born as Michael King on January 15, 1929, Martin Luther King was the middle child of Michael King, Sr. and Alberta Williams King. Dr. King was very involved in peaceful demonstrations for civil rights. Number 1, Montgomery bus boycott. On the same day that Rosa Parks was arrested for refusing to give up her seat on a bus to a white person, King led the boycott on the Montgomery, Alabama bus system. The boycott, which lasted over a year, was political and social protest against racial segregation. It eventually led to a Supreme Court ruling that dubbed segregated buses unconstitutional. King was arrested for leading the protest. He underwent abuse and multiple threats, and even his home was bombed. But his determination for justice and equality never stopped him in his fight. Number 2, Nobel Peace Prize. After his years of historic accomplishments and triumphs, King was honored with the Distinguished Award in 1964. His active and dynamic leadership, highlighted by his nonviolent tactics, helped him earn the prize. Receiving the award was a testament that nonviolence was the best method in achieving peace and equality. At 35, King was the youngest man ever to receive the Nobel Peace Prize. In classic Martin Luther King style, he used his prize money to help the efforts of the civil rights movement. King won several rewards in his lifetime, but the Peace Prize was arguably his best one. Number 3, Birmingham Campaign. The SCLC promoted this strategic effort to the end of the Birmingham's segregated civil and discriminatory economic policies. The campaign began with a boycott on local businesses to pressure them to desegregate. But when the boycott initially failed, King and the SCLC started Project C, a series of sit-ins and marches. Although the protests turned violent at some points, with Birmingham police and using brutal force to control protesters, the campaign was an immense success. King's reputation improved. Jim Crow laws ended and public businesses and restaurants became open to more African American patrons.
We can learn from Dr. Martin Luther King that there's always a peaceful way to solve your problems. In the library, Mrs. Malloy has taken out books related to Dr. Martin Luther King for all the students to learn about and enjoy. Thank you, Mrs. Malloy. This is Caitlin Caprio signing off, and I will send it back to Heidi and Avery.
No birthdays for today, but over the weekend, Ryan Amick in Mrs. Rendler's class, William Kungas in Mr. Zuccali's class, Maxwell Miller in Mrs. Ramos' class, Olivia Robert in Mrs. Amory's class.
Reminder that there is no school on Monday due to observing Martin Luther King Day. Our Take Spy theme of the month is service. Share a time when you have seen someone showing they were providing service.
Let's check back in with Katie for our 5-day weather forecast.
Thank you, Heidi. Taking a look into our 5-day forecast, this weekend is looking cold with Saturday 29 with possible snow and Sunday 39. Next week, temperatures will be ranging between 39 and 59. On Monday, be sure to dress in warm clothes because it will be chilly. I will send it back to Heidi and Avery.
For lunch today, platter 1 is personal pan pizza and platter 2 is Rubik's Cube sandwich. Platter 1 is personal pan pizza and platter 2 is Rubik's Cube sandwich. Staff, please order from the lunch menu options. Please have your lunch ordered to Mrs. Cohen by 9:30 each day.
This is Thunder News signing off. On behalf of Heidi, this is Avery saying, have a wonderful weekend. At this time, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence.